Good music.
Nice. So where my family lives, up on Lake Champlain, which is up on the northern part of Vermont and New York State, right near the Canadian border, we have very similar stone. It's a darker stone, but it has.
You can see
became
the
Oh yeah.
Oyster.
Not so much oysters. It's more crustacean.
Okay.
Same. It's a limestone base. I don't know if I have a picture. I think I have a picture
C'est
here.
pas loin du vidéo que je travaille. C'est pas
Tu peux dire un truc, Françoise?
Non, non, c'est les waymakers.
How shall I pour these down? or-
Sure.
Okay.
Attends, maybe.
Want to try?
Maybe afterwards.
Just to try.
Yeah. If it's cool. Can you take?
Tell us if it's corky or not.
Thank you. Yeah, but if you want, Chablis, it's so unique because we have a special soil. You can see the little oyster and the white clay. It's called Kéméridien. And the stone you hold, it's this stone. It's come from 140 million years ago. So you can imagine you are very lucky to hold something very very old, and this is a little part of the earth, but this is what makes so special in Chablis, so pure, so elegant. This is the soil of Chablis.
And so this limestone helps with the acidity.
Well, especially for the minerality.
Minerality, keep the freshness.
And all this. And you know, when you plow with a tractor in the vineyards, especially in June or July, you bring those. It's funny to see how it's come out, because the soil is full of that.
And so when the soil decays, what is it? Is it granular, or are there big pieces of this?
No,
that
I
come
mean,
up, or it's
it's
all
also-
very broken.
Yes.
No, it's just
Sometimes you find a big one also.
big piece of stone, big.
Especially with a tractor, when you plow your vineyard, sometimes you can dig some out, But usually, it's even smaller. So that's Chablis.
Is there a part of the hill where it? I noticed my business partner lived in Bonn for 2 years. Just came back last year. He brought me this book.
Yeah, but I don't think you have Chablis. No, you have
No.
Chablis.
Yeah, this is.
This is Chablis.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the book.
Yes, this is Chablis City, and
You have the Grand Cru,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The next page.
actually, it's steeper than what you can see.
I
See, like
guess that.
the Valmure, that's where Valmure is. It's nearly 30-35%.
you see better here.
See?
Yes. So here, this is the hill of the Grand Cru.
Okay, so you can see the elevation.
Yeah. And after, if you want, we have another map. You can see more. But before to speak Grand Cru, I must tell you, and Christian also, because we are together, to winemaker today. Before to see the Grand Cru, we have 4 appellations Chablis. Don't forget we have Petit Chablis. This is the first level of Chablis. And Petit Chablis is very elegant wine and very fruity. It's a wine for the aperitif, so
Right.
So it's because it's very fruity because we have not the same soil for the Petit Chablis. Petit Chablis, it's not Kéméridien, it's Portlandien, and it's for example, one of the village, because Chablis is 20 villages, and one of them it's Lignorel, it's called Lignorel, and it's completely clay, no limestone,
No limestone.
only clay.
It's lower down.
No, it's
No,
on
it's
the
not
top.
lower
So
down.
opposite, on the
okay.
top of the village. And after, so we have Chablis, and in Chablis you find Chablis with limestone and with clay. And after Premier Cru and Grand Cru, only limestone, like we can see today, and the Kéméridien, of course. So Chablis, so it's 5,000 hectares total production, so it's 38 million bottles. So it's very small production. Even we said 38 million bottles, but for the world it's very sensitive.
A little bit.
So and today we have today we test together some Premier Cru, and Premier Cru it's only 800 hectares in Chablis. And we have one Premier Cru with a 40 climat, and so we have and you can see the climate here. Sorry.
Yes, no, I can see. Right, so the ground cru is central
In the middle
here.
of that, right.
Yeah, on the right this is the Grand Cru, and after so you have the Premier Cru. But don't forget this also. We have one river cross Chablis Vineyard. Come from here. This is south, and here this is the north. So the river go to the south to the north, and we cross Vineyard. We are the right bank from the river and the left bank from the river. And this is the best exposure in Chablis.
Southwest.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And so you understand. Anyway, so you can find Fourchaume. It's one of the biggest Premier Cru in Chablis. And after you have Montée de Tonnerre and Montmilieu. And Montée de Tonnerre and Montmilieu, it's very minerals Premier Cru. And Fourchaume, it's very elegant and rich Premier Cru, more rounder. We said in France, in Chablis, we said it's wine for the women because it's very easy to drink when it's young. And after on the left bank, Vaillon, it's very white flowers. And Vaudevey, for example, it's very steep. 50%, 45% steep.
Oh, wow, so that's all handwork.
Almost everything
Almost
by
all
hand.
handwork. Yeah.
As you can see on this map, Vaillon, you have lilies, you have les épinotes, they can be called Vaillon. So they are subtitled, but you can also call them Vaillon. You can also call it lilies, or les épinotes, or châtain, but most of the wine grower will use
They
the
use
name
the
Vaillon
overarching,
because it's the most well known.
More recognizable.
Yes.
After it depends on the choice of the winemaker.
Oui,
Some
exactement.
winemaker want to use
Lilies,
lilies.
épinotes, but after it's a choice, your own choice.
But so and you must because when before we begin you tell us you said you must explain a little bit about the history, but Chablis it's so this is the Roman bring the wine in France everywhere, and you can find Chablis on the first century. Chablis, we have vineyard in Chablis on the first century, but after this is a monk from the
Sisters.
monk
Correct, yes.
developing, and because when he grows the vineyard and look where is the best, so for the Grand Cru and the Premier Cru, this is the monk did that on between the 11th and 12th century. So it's
That's when they
long time
decided
ago.
this
So
place.
yeah.
And when in the time frame was it decided that Chardonnay?
No, it was Chardonnay, but the appellation system, Petit Chablis, Chablis, Premier Cru, Grand Cru, come into effect in 1938, if I can recall.
That is correct.
That's when the government, Minister of Agriculture at that time, decide, okay, this area will be Petit Chablis, the other will be Chablis, Premier Cru and Grand Cru. After that, of course, we had some extension in the 70s for the Chablis, Petit Chablis and Premier Cru. For the Grand Cru, that's where they are, that's it.
Grand Cru,
You can see it on the map.
it's you see.
Voilà.
So you have one Grand Cru with 7 climats, and the biggest is
Les
Les Clos,
Clos.
and the smallest is the Cognou.
Oui.
So 26 hectares, and this one 9.4 hectares. But the total it's 100 hectares. Very small. It's only 2% of the production.
Yeah,
in Chablis.
very small, eh?
But it's the best. So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is why.
And
There's a
you-
reason.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Look,
exactly.
and here you have in 3D, so you
Yes.
can see the between
Oh,
the
I see
elevation.
the elevation.
Yes.
It's what
Oh, so this is like
Les Clos.
protected.
And you see bien les clos. You have là the Petit Chablis. All this bien Valmure, over vos désirs. You have many hectares of Petit Chablis with very good exposure also. It's not because it's Petit Chablis. You can make a superb wine also from this area and also Lignerel. But bien all the Grand Cru, you have at least 50 hectares of Petit Chablis.
Oh, yes.
Really.
Are there yield differences?
You allow, for the Petit Chablis and the Chablis, you
60.
allow 60 hectoliters. Premier Cru 58, the Grand Cru 54.
But the most of the people own Grand Cru
Yeah.
didn't produce
Because
54.
they're all vine.
Because it's very urban, and so the people produce probably between 40 and 45 hectoliters per hectare.
And that's basically natural production. It's not because they're cluster thinning.
No.
Both, it's natural, and also
both.
because people want the quality, so the people distim the buds or have a short lip pruning because he want the quality. So sometimes the people don't want to make too much yield. But you know, for the Chablis, to have 60 hectoliters, it's good because you keep freshness and it's a pleasant one. You know, because sometimes when you met some people all the time, some journalists speak all the time about the grapes, how much grapes you have per hectare. And after it depends the vintage. You know, when the vintage is it's wonderful weather, you can have 60,
70, and you can make
hectoliters.
great one. Like
And,
in 2004,
yeah.
it was not a problem.
so after it's for
But
that.
there is a limit for Chardonnay.
Not too much focalize on the grapes per hectare. Too much, I think, for me now. Sometimes too much people are focalized about how many grapes you have.
You can have 15 grape who will give you so much, and you can have 15 grape who will give you double in certain year. Really.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, 2003, you had, a certain vineyard, 15, 20 grapes, but they didn't produce any juice because it was a dry summer, very hot, too much concentration. So when you press, nothing came out.
Like Christian said, often the winemaker work on the same way for the pruning, for example. And when you look 2010 or 2011, Christian and me, we work on the same fashion, same way, and you have not the same yield at the end when you pick the grapes. And before you do the same job. And after, it depends the weather, it depends if you have rain before harvest or no rain, so it depends many things.